What's up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you, talking about Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo that's taking place in April. That's next month. It'll be here before you know it. And what I and my compadre here, Big Will, what's going on?
I have arrived. Boy, I'm excited about this show. It's we need it.
Yeah, and so what we're here doing today, we're going to be talking about some of the people that are going to be there to give people an idea to try to hype it up, obviously, because I think it's going to be a big deal. I know there's several YouTubers in the community that have indicated interest about coming down and coming over, depending on where they're at on the map. But yeah, so I think it's going to be good. There's a lot of creator talent, and there's going to be a lot of deals to be had. Hungry dealers out there, don't you think?
I don't think I know.
Well, and the other good thing that came out of all this is that a lot of times when you're getting your book signed, there is going to be somebody from CBCS. We're not sure about CGC yet, but we do know about CBCS being there. And if you're wanting to get your books graded after you get them signed, there's also another company called, I think it's JLA, maybe. That's doing the authentication.
JSA, I believe.
JSA. That is doing the authentication for things like pops and other memorabilia that CBCS would not handle. But if you're wanting to get that, that's available for you there. But when it comes to pressing your books, you might not want to send it to CBCS because, as Big Will and I can tell you, it takes a long time. So if you're going to get your books, or you know what you're going to get signed while you're there, you can take advantage of the pressing discount that we've got with Jimmy, the Geek Aficionado, as Discovery would say. And he's offering what kind of discount, Big Will?
Well, first off, to get his information, did you put it at the bottom of this, his comic rehab stuff?
I did not, but I can put it.
It's on the video I did with us. You just copy and paste it.
All right.
Well, anyway, shortly after this ends, you will find in the description the Geek Aficionado's comic book rehab business that he's doing, where he cleans and presses books for people. And he is offering until March 26th. So you got to get it in by March 26th. It's not a lot of time, but, it's enough time. If you get your books in by that time and mention the Huntsville Con, the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo, he will give you 20% off grading fees. So if you got $100 worth of books that you're sending him, that means you only have to pay $80. So, it's a pretty good deal. 20% is not anything to sneeze at. And you still got plenty of time. March 26th. It's closer than you might think, but it's still plenty far away. Get your books, get them shipped in, go find them, and then you can send them in to Jimmy and mention the Huntsville Con, and you'll get 20% off, and he will have them mailed back to you in time for the show. And Starscream has a question: does pressing a book hurt it if it doesn't really need one? It can.
Wow. If somebody don't know,
always a chance that something can happen, but it's very, very low. And if there's no reason to press it, why would you have it pressed?
I don't know. Even taking it off the shelf, it's almost always going to need a press because, especially for a big book. If you're going to go through the expense of slabbing something.
Well, if it's a big enough book that its value supersedes the does it need it argument, because you have enough money there in play that it doesn't hurt you to pay the cost.
Yeah. So Mark was wondering if you got that Vision Timeless variant this week.
Oh, of course I do. I just haven't got new things to put it on the wall yet. I also have the Hawkeye.
But yeah, so like Big Will said, if there's enough margin in it, you don't want to put between pressing and slabbing a book, $50, $60 into a book that's worth $30. So, it just depends on the book. But he knows that you're going to be, especially if you're mentioning the code about the Huntsville Comic Expo, he knows about that. And so he's going to, kind of fast track those. So, that's one of the other benefits of sending it to him right now. And so that would be good if you want to use it. If you don't, that's fine too.
I don't think it needs to be said, Jason, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you get a book while you're at the convention and get it signed, you have to use CBCS because it's not going to be a witness signature if you take it away, get Jimmy to press it or whoever, and then send it in. So remember, this is only for books you can get or got already, and you can send them to him, and then you can get them signed and whatever and slab. But if you buy it at the convention or you wait too late, you'll have to get CBCS to press it if it needs pressing. And they do a good job. We can both attest to that. It just takes them you're looking at a 5-month round trip turnaround.
Right. Well, and you can, they can witness or not witness it, but authenticate the signature, but it's more expensive to do it that way as opposed for them to witness it. And some people like the witness signature as opposed to the authenticated signature. So, yeah, you can't just can't be exactly the same thing, even though they have the same color label these days with CBCS. So there are a lot of creators that are going to be here. We're going to highlight some of those today and talking about. And Big Will, feel free to interject any that you got on your radar. Big Will, he's got a very more narrow view of his collection. Yeah. He finally put it on his list.
Well, before we go into the creators and the books, why don't we just name off the people that we don't really care about, just in case someone else might care about them, like all the other celebrity guests and stuff.
Okay.
I assume you have the list pulled up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because, they have wrestlers there. There's TV people. There's, other people that are there.
All right. So let's talk about the ones that I don't care about. And so this is nothing. This is nothing derogatory to those people. It's just that's not who I'm going for, if that makes sense. So nobody take any offense if I downplay your guy or your gal. Okay. So let me actually share this other screen too. Well, you can only share. Can you share more than one at one time? Yeah, you gotta. You only share one. I had one queued up, but you can't share more than one. Let's see.
Well, if you share a tab, you can't do more than one tab, but you can share the screen and do it that way.
Oh, okay. All right. So we've got Lou Ferrigno is not going to be there. I just read a while ago that there's a scheduling conflict, so he is not going to be able to be there. Jason David Frank is the Green Power Ranger, Bloodshot as well. But he is going to only be there Saturday. Now, I am going to get him to sign this Green Power Ranger Pop, which was supposed to have been signed last year, and they canceled the con the day 2 days before it happened, and that didn't work out. So, we've got Joey Fatone, James Murray, Eddie McClintock.
He is on Warehouse 13.
Okay. Kim Rhodes.
Supernatural, and Zach and Cody from the Disney Channel. She was the mom.
Samantha Smith.
Supernatural.
Osric Chow.
I believe he's also Supernatural.
Damian Clark.
I just heard a ew.
Yeah, that's what having kids.
That wasn't for Damian Clark?
That wasn't for Damian. So
okay.
Jason Liebrecht.
I think he's on Ruby. I don't know what that is.
Kara Ebril, I think she's with Ruby too.
Yeah, she's with Ruby.
Austin Tyndall. Darby Allen.
A wrestler.
Sammy Guevara.
As a wrestler.
I'm on the fence with author Sudam. I've got some stuff I'm thinking about, but I don't know.
Yeah,
because I'm
the Zombie King. For those of you, he did the Marvel Zombies. He does that painted stuff.
Yeah, and because I'm at the point of actually culling some of my list, and so also Renee Witherstatter. I didn't realize this, but I met her at GalaxyCon in Louisville back in November 2019. She works Mike Zeck and John Beatty's table, and you would think she was like one of these popcorn salesmen at a ball game. Get your peanuts, get your popcorn, type deal. And so I just thought she was, somebody working the table, maybe a girlfriend or something like that. Well, come to find out, she actually has her own stuff, right?
Famous for She-Hulk, the sensational She-Hulk. She had to do with that.
She's also the colorist of one of the Spidey anniversary hologram books. I forget which one it is. I think it's the green one, the Spider-Man 26. I think she did that one as well. So then there is Jeremy Clark. He's done a lot of special covers. I don't know that he's done anything. I mean, he's gotten stuff here and there. Brian Silverbacks, which done Loggerhead and a couple of other things. He's a guy from Atlanta. I don't know this. I can't see. Oh, the Impala, the Supernatural Impala. Corey Means, Clinton Hobert, and then Guy Gilchrist, which I've gotten a lot of stuff signed by Guy Gilchrist already, so probably not going to get nothing else from him. So we just covered, people that have, had stuff in their own right. And these are the ones we're not even interested in. At least I wasn't interested in. Big Will, did I cross off somebody off your list or something?
No, I am interested in probably fewer than you are.
Okay. Because you don't really like signatures per se, right?
No, not really.
Yeah. So, Big Will is a lot more focused on his collection than I am. And, he finally got a list together of his want list, but yeah, so that's the deal. So I like signatures. That's my jam. When I go to these cons, I go for signatures and meeting the creators as much as I go for the deals. So let's talk about that. So Jason David Frank, I showed you what I was going to be getting signed by him. So let's go. Let's stop sharing this screen right here, and let's share this other screen. And so what I do when I'm going to a show, or when I'm thinking about going to a show, is I pull up my CLZ app. And eventually it'll pull up here. Browser can't access your screen. What's up with that?
Uh-oh. Too much awesome on the screen. Can't hold it.
Might be.
Anyway, while he's clicking, there's
there we go. So when I'm thinking about going to a show or whatever like that, first thing I do, because there's some names like Jim Shooter, without a doubt, I knew there was plenty of stuff for him to sign. But back in the day when there was a lot more shows available, sometimes you had to choose one show over another show, right? If all things being equal, distance from your house, how much it's going to cost you to go, that being equal, who's going to be there, what's going to be there. And so I would, type in names if I wasn't familiar with them. And then if I'm familiar with them, like Jim Shooter as an example, and we'll show the stuff in a minute, I type in the name and it pulls up all the books in my collection that are associated with him. and then I can kind of cull it from there as which ones really speak to me as far as if being signed. Hey, thanks, Matthew. I'm sure he will be, Louis. He just hadn't got the vision up yet. He's talking about the Vision Timeless, I'm sure.
Mm.
So yeah. So let's start with now Emily Swallow. She was on Supernatural, but she was also the armorer for Star Wars: The Mandalorian, and so I had already picked up the armorer pot, and so it was kind of fortuitous, and that's what's going to be getting her to sign. But she's kind of on the fence because if my signing gets like too expensive, she's going to be cut. Let's see. What is Matthew saying?
I didn't know Walmart sold DC Future State.
Yeah, I haven't seen any new DC packs at all. I've only seen new Marvel packs at any of the Walmarts I've been to. But so let's talk about Jim Shooter, and just type in his name, and it pulls up. This is okay, in collection. How's it only pulling up?
Huh.
Why is it only pulling up those 9? That's strange. Look at that. It's not even it's only pulling up his stuff that he did with Solar Man of the Atom.
Huh.
It does it on my mobile app. I've never actually tried it on the web-based version of this. So yeah, that's strange. Wow. All right, so we'll have to do it. So they have brand new DC packs with Future State, Wonder Woman, and Harley Quinn. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I haven't seen any of them. And yeah, I mean that's one of the ways DC, in particular Marvel, gets rid of their extras is they sell them in those packs. So let's talk about. So this is one of the ones I'm going to get signed. Signed by a shooter, and this is Magnus the Robot Fighter number 0. He was the writer on this. This is the card version. There's one that has a card and one does not have a card. And I also got the Spanish version.
That's cool.
I'm going to get both of those signed by him. Exo Manowar number 1. Unity 2000. So this was the series that was never. This was the follow-up series that Acclaim's last-ditch effort to recreate the magic that they had back when Shooter was at the helm, and never finished it. They went through 3 issues of a 6-part miniseries, and it stopped. So then I got Unity the Platinum, Unity number 1, the Platinum version. Rye number 0, got to get Rye 0 signed. This is the glossy version, and the way you can tell the glossy, and Daymare's is actually the one that taught me this, but they look just alike. But if you see how it doesn't quite, you can see the pages behind that cover there. That's the glossy version. The other one, you can't see those pages. So that's how you tell the matte versus the glossy. The matte is not as expensive as what the glossy is. I've got X-Men 112. this is my birthday book. So this came out in August of 1978, and Shooter was the editor at that time. I'm also, next time I see Claremont, I'm going to get Claremont to sign this as well.
Just go to Memphis. Next Memphis Con. Claremont, he's almost always at Memphis Con.
Well, I was going to go to Memphis, and they canceled it this year already, which is crazy. So Secrets of the Valiant Universe, this came in the Wizard book back in the day. Oh, this is not Shooter. This is Morales. Let me see. So this is going to be a dual signed book. This is Avengers 10. Now, you know, the complaint with the first Rogue appearance is that there's nowhere good to sign, right? This is the Toy Biz comic that came with the toy. See, not for resale. It's a different cover, obviously, and there's plenty of places to sign on this cover. So I'm going to get Jim Shooter and Michael Golden to sign this one, as opposed to the regular Avengers Annual 10.
Well, let's be honest. There may not be a good place to sign the Avengers Annual 10, but it doesn't hurt it wherever you sign it either.
Oh, man. Well, see, my Avengers Annual 10, one of them is already graded, and then the other one's like a 7. So I hate to put it on like that. Louis says, picked up a Shadow Man 1. Nice. Here recently. So this is another one. This is one of my birthday books as well. What If Jane Foster? This is the first Jane Foster as Thor. Has a nice date stamp on there. And Shooter was still the editor-in-chief at that time. What's going on, Comics and Death Metal? Hey, man, are you coming to the Huntsville Comic Expo or no? I know you're not that far away. Just drive on down. Also, I got Solar Man of the Atom, number 11. This is the first appearance of the Eternal Warrior. Shooter was writing that. Got Solar number 1. So this is some Barry Windsor Smith goodness. I also got the Spanish version of that. So I'm going to get him to sign those as well. Transformers number 2. So Jim Shooter was the editor at that time, and Michael Golden actually drew this. So, I'm going to get a double signed book, and this one's actually in pretty good shape. It's a direct edition, but this was early 1980s, mid 1980s, so it was still the more desirable. Then I'm going to get my embossed Eternal Warrior number 1 sign. So there are several. This is the gold embossed without the price. There's another one that is with the price in there, and then of course the regular one that's not gold. But yeah, so this I'm going to get Shooter to sign that. Magnus the Robot Fighter number 12. This is the first appearance of Turok in the Valiant universe.
Now, wait a minute. You had already answered this, I think, but I'm going to ask it again.
Uh-huh.
So Avengers Annual 10, the regular normal Avengers Annual 10, can be signed by both Golden and Shooter?
Right.
So Shooter was the editor. And Golden did the interior.
Right.
Well, I might have a book I'll be getting signed after all.
And Claremont wrote it. So that's usually what you see if you see it like triple signed or something.
Yeah.
And so Louis, I appreciate. Let's see. Matthew Shapiro says Bob Hall came to town and got my copy. Nice. So Eternal Warrior. You might be right about that. And if you are, you help me cull this down. Because the black issue, that's the one you're talking about. I think this is maybe his first full appearance. Maybe let me check this. Because I've got a Solar Man of the Atom. I've got the Black Edition, which is kind of hard to get in high grade. I've got one that's signed by Bob Layton, that's already graded, and I've got one that's not. The one that's signed and graded is actually the second print of that, and then I've got a first print that's not. And Rob Boswell, whoop whoop, what's up? What's up?
Hey.
In the house. So let me pull out the old trusty key collector.
As much as we might rag on that app, I don't know anyone that doesn't have it.
Right. I mean, it has its usefulness.
Well, yeah, I don't pay for it, but yeah, it has its usefulness.
Hey, you're right, Louie, and I appreciate the fact that you one-up me on some Valiant knowledge. I appreciate that. So, Louie has helped me out because I'm not going to pull that. I don't want to get that one that's slabbed, and I don't want to unslab the one I got because it is a yellow sign thing. So I'm going to take this one out of the pile, and let's see. What's the story for Huntsville with you guys picking books for signings? Yeah, these are the ones that we were talking about. We went over earlier. Jimmy, the Geek Aficionado, has graciously offered a discount if you mention the Huntsville Comic Expo and getting your books back to you in time, as long as they're shipped by March the 20. What now?
You know what? Why don't we take a pause and tell everyone prices for everything, and let me go over that discount one more time.
The prices for the expo?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have Jimmy, the Geek Aficionado. His stuff will soon be, if it's not already, in the description of this video. You have until the March 26th to send your books to him. And if you mention the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo, or you'll see in the title and the thumbnail that Southern put on this video, the standard abbreviation is HSV for Huntsville Con. Just do that, and he will give you 20% off your pressing details. And this is the first convention in Huntsville where the expo is doing 3 days. Each day pass is a different price, and then there's a weekend price. And if you're thinking about going, I believe there's still openings at the host hotel, but if there's not, we can name a few other cities for you that are real close, like Priceville, Alabama, and Hartsville, Alabama, that both have hotels you can go to. And lay us on, give us the prices there.
All right. So as far as if you just want to come in on Friday, they're going to be open from 2 to 7, and a Friday ticket by itself is going to be $20. If you're wanting to do Saturday, they're open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and that ticket is going to be $30. If you're wanting to do Sunday only, $25, and they're going to be open from 11 to 5. But if you're wanting to get a weekend pass for the whole shebang, that is going to be 50 buckaroos. They also have a VIP pass. You get these neat little badges or whatever, but it's $125. Now, the benefit to the VIP passes is that you get a shirt and you get to jump in line ahead of people. So like last year, people were doing it at the Claremont signing. Obviously, with a lot more signings now, that might be a little more valuable. You see all the books that I'm taking to Jim Shooter by himself. You don't want to get behind me at the Jim Shooter table, but because I'll probably nerd out, But yeah, the other thing is you also are going to get a limited print signed by Shooter there for the VIP pass as a part of your price. So there is that as well. So I am probably going to do a VIP pass for me. And then for the rest of the family, I'll just do like a weekend pass or whatever. So, but yeah, you can go to their website, hsvexpo.com, or just go to their bio for on their Instagram, and you can click the link to go over there, and you can order.
Facebook.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so Jimmy, if you get the books to him by March 24th,
26, Friday.
26. Yeah, so you have to get them to him by then. And keep in mind what the post office has been doing lately. You don't want to just wait to the last minute. You want to package your stuff really good if you're wanting to get them back by April the 9th, the first day of the con. Also, I've got Rise first appearance and Magnus the Robot Fighter #5. So this is a flip book, and Rise first appearances on that. Magnus the Robot Fighter #1. So this is Magnus's first appearance in Valiant. I also have the Magnus's I think there's 4 issues in Dark Horse that Shooter wrote for Dark Horse later years. They're nice covers, but I just don't think I'm going to go that route. And Man Cave, what's up? And then with also have Magnus's Gold Key first appearance, so his real first appearance, but Shooter didn't have anything to do with that. But yeah, look right here. I mean, that's just a perfect place for a signature right there.
Yeah.
Not interfere with anything.
Pro tip, Shooter signs for free.
Yeah. So that's Jim Shooter. And, Jim Shooter had a very storied career across Marvel, which you saw some of the Marvel stuff more where he was editor-in-chief, but he wrote as early as 14 with DC. So if you're a DC aficionado, I'm sure there's probably some stuff in there for that. I've got Defiant Books, which was the company he started after he left Valiant, and then Broadway, the next company he started. So I'm a nerd. I'm a fanboy, and so don't get behind me at the expo because I'm going to be a little bit slow.
I have one graphic novel that I'll get Jim Shooter to sign, and I'll probably pick up an annual 10 for both of them to sign, and that is it for me.
Okay, so it for him or for the entire con as far as what you're getting?
I don't know 100%, but as for Jim Shooter, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I don't do like you do, and I probably should. My thing is, if I happen to know I have a book that the person can sign, I'm like, hey, I'll get them to sign this. But unless that happens, I kind of just show up at the convention, and usually they'll have displayed, some of the vendors will, this book goes for this person, and then I'll just look up, see, what kind of prices and what things are worth signed and all that, and then usually buy, slab, and get everything done while I'm there. It's I don't get that many books signed, so that's the system I employ, which
Sure.
is not the best system.
So let's talk about Rags Morales. Now, Rags Morales, he did some early work at Valiant, and those are the things that I'm really more inclined to get him to do for me. But I know he's done more recent stuff at in DC with, was it Identity Crisis? Maybe it's one of the crises.
I think it was Identity. I'm not sure.
But he's also done some spider work. What's up, Schwab for Comics? So this is what he done at Valiant. We got Geomancer #1.
Shiny.
So, nice chromium cover. And Geomancer #4. Now, obviously, chromium cover, 90s nostalgia. But you might ask yourself, Jason, aside from being a Valiant nut, why would you get Geomancer #4 signed when, I mean, it's a nothing book? Well, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked. So I'm going to show you. Check this out. Double cover. So I found this in the dollar bin at Huntsville Comic Con last year. Did not, I finished filling out the run, so then I went back and read it, and I go, wait a minute, this thing's a double cover. And so it's coming back home to Huntsville Comic Expo to get signed by Rags Morales the year after I found it there. Incidentally, I also bought this at Huntsville Comic Expo last year.
Which just goes to show you, we'll get to it here in a moment, but there's a lot of good deals to be had at the convention as well.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. And whether you're talking about big books or you love digging in those dollar bins and getting books for $1.50 or cheaper, then definitely it's going to be a good place for you. Sweet. So he also did the secrets of part of the Secrets of the Valiant Universe, which was included in the Wizard magazine. This is one of those that I'm just kind of prepping for future signatures. Bob Layton and several other people that I can conceive in the future getting signed. So this is one that I'm thinking multiple signatures on the page at some point. So this will be one that I'm going to get. I'm also thinking about getting him to do either a Batman sketch. So I've got one Batman Who Laughs, or I've got the Eternal Warrior sketch cover. So I was thinking about maybe an Eternal Warrior one. You recognize that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's also the best titling out of all.
Yeah. I'm a purist when it comes to the title, so I wouldn't draw like Batman on Eternal Warrior, But yeah, so but since he had done that, I was thinking he might be the guy for that. So Sam De La Rosa, probably best known for his Venom Lethal Protector #1. I sold all my Venom Lethal Protector #1s. I wish I had a newsstand of one. And you'll see a lot of remarks that he does on the hologram covers. I'm not usually a big fan of remarks because it kind of just is like scribbling all over the page, but I like the way he does it. And so he was actually drew in this one, the Web of Spider-Man 90. I actually probably should get the Spider-Man 26 hologram out and let Renee, what's her name, do something with it, since she had something, and then I have two of them, right? And then at some point, maybe I'll get Bagley to do something on the ASM 365. In it 365, or is it? Yeah, 365 is the first Spider-Man 2099, right?
I think so. I'm not sure.
So yeah, because 375 is the one with him, Venom, and Spider-Man on the cover. Maybe him or Randy Emberlin. That's another one that I could do that, and then I'll have 3 of the 4, and so I might do that. Sam De La Rosa also did art in this book right here, Marvel Comics Presents 86. This is the first appearance of Cypher, a foe of Wolverine. Obviously, he didn't do the front cover because that's Sam
Keith, yeah.
Let's see, which one did Sam De La Rosa do? He did the Paladin story in here. Yeah, Peter David wrote the Wolverine story, so that'd be Peter David's usually everywhere. So
yeah, I've already been checking Dragon Con. Looks like they're going to try and have it in September. And Peter David's, his name's like one of the first ones. They just go ahead and put it up there.
Yeah, because it's just like he's always there, right?
Yeah. And
so Billy West, the voice of Ren and Stimpy,
as well as Fry and half of the other childhood.
You idiot! Why did you touch that gummy bag? So now I'm gonna get those signed.
Do you have Ren and Stimpy #1 with the air fowler? You can get him to sign that too.
I don't. I've almost picked up like some newsstands of those. But and then on that mentioned in that comic that he says that on there, you idiot, you opened up the bag and now it's worthless. And as a kid, I mean, that's how it was. I always bought one to leave in the bag and then bought one to read. Of course, that was a lot cheaper proposition back then. Comics were a lot cheaper than what they are today. But Jim Cummings, another voice actor who's voice acted a lot of characters over the years. The one that I was interested in, Let's Get Dangerous, Darkwing Duck. So
when you're in trouble, you call DW.
That's right. So I'm going to get him to sign those. So I've got several pops to get signed. Tom Cook. So I've been on the I want to get something signed by him. I'm crossing my fingers that he'll have stuff at his table that I would like to pick up.
Yeah, he did a lot of the art for cartoons back in the day, like He-Man.
Right. Yeah. He-Man, Super Friends. There's a couple of other ones that he did, and I'm hoping that he'll have some of that art there, so that Thundar the Barbarian looks like he's got some Scooby Doo back there behind him. So yeah, he's a cartoonist, and I'm hoping he'll have like some of those art sales or something like that I wouldn't mind getting signed by him. Or getting a sketch cover maybe of him and him doing He-Man or something. So that'd be pretty cool. What's up, Apex? What's up, Two Bros? How are you doing? Yes, Swap. See, that's what this is all about. It's tickling that nostalgic funny bone to the point to where you feel good about yourself. Then you got Brian Silverbacks. I bought a Bounty Hunters sketch cover that he did. He had done it at a shop there in Atlanta, which is where he's from. I don't really have a lot of his stuff. He's a newer artist. He does a lot of work for Scout. But I did have Loggerhead 1, which is one of his created characters that he owns or whatnot. And I was going to get him to sign that, or plan to. Because I'm just like not a super fan. His is going to be one of those. Okay, I get to the con. What's he charging? Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I just spent so much money elsewhere. So, for me, first place, I'm going Jim Shooter. Okay, get all those out of the way. That's foregone conclusion. See Rags Morales. See if I want to get the sketch cover done, and then I'm going to, kind of peace out from there.
Well, since it's a 3-day convention this time, you're probably going to be like me, and Friday, is get all the work done day and then have fun the next 2.
Yeah.
As in Shooter, the other signatures, going to CBCS for anything you're going to get graded and dropped off. Do all that Friday, be done, go home, and then Saturday and Sunday, have fun, look at books, see what's there, and enjoy yourself.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, Friday, go to the con, get all that stuff up out of the way. And then Saturday, start eyeing those books. You can start looking through the dollar bins because those are going to be that regardless. But eyeing those wall books. And then so if you're coming back Sunday, that's the time to take advantage of those wall books. Try to snipe them out.
Yeah.
We got Sleeping Collectibles up in the house. What's up? Louis has a question. Ripley, believe it or not, with Mark Jewelers ad on the other side of the cover. No, that's not the same as an insert. Some of those old comics have those ads in there, but they're not the
insert is an actual insert stapled into the book, and they're always newsstand. That's another way you can tell.
So it was funny because I went to a shop there in Atlanta and bought a bunch of books, and I got to looking through them because I was selling them, and I noticed the first clue was a star on one of them. And I said, I pulled it out. Sure enough, it was a Mark Jewelers.
Yeah, military star.
Mm-hmm. And so then I said, and I started pulling all these Mark Jewelers out. So, I mean, they had 4 copies of one book. They're all Mark Jewelers. And so whoever had it at one time must have been a military Brad or something. And
Fort close to Atlanta. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. What's going on, Big O? What's up?
Yeah. You can come to this one. We just told you prices and everything. It's April 9th through 11th.
Check out Tales of Zero and Indiegogo have a wraparound cover on display. All backers that purchase a book before the weekend is over will receive a free comment. Oh, cool. Well, yeah, I had somebody reached out to me on IG and said, hey, would you look at this book that they're doing for like an Indiegogo type deal, and would you look at it and review it, and then if you like it, whatever, think about backing it. So I've got to read that. But yeah, so I mean that's a bunch of stuff, and so let's talk about the deals. So Big Will mentioned earlier talking about those dollar bin fines, and Big Will, he deals with big books. I mean, that hence his name, Big Will. That's all he deals with is big books. He don't deal with that dollar bin stuff like me. So and the owner or the guy that's over the con is actually a dealer. Okay. So basically, the way he came up with the con is, I mean, because he drives to different cons, Memphis and others. The way he's like, hey, what would I like to see out of con? So um, he is there, and he will have one of the bigger booths there, and him like all the rest of them, they'll give you deals like, okay, if I get 20 books instead of $1, maybe I'm paying 75 cents a book. If I get more than that, maybe I'm paying 50 cents a book. And what's going on? Oh, yeah, no problem, Matthew. Thanks for stopping by. So there's going to be a lot of dollar bins to go through. And I found that double cover, and I'm Big Will. I mean, tell me if you've seen anything, but I mean, there was a lot of good stuff in there.
But yeah, I've seen plenty of stuff. I managed to find me a seller that wasn't really a dealer. He was just a collector and had to sell all his books to get the big books like Action One, those kind of big books.
Right.
Self. And I got a whole bunch of Silver Age Fantastic Four for under $10 a piece. And I got the first Monica Rambeau for under $20, got it graded. It was a 9.8 newsstand.
Yeah, you sold that one, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Too soon because I sold it for $500. But considering I paid less than 20 for it, that's still a good deal.
Sure. Well, and so Jeremy, because that's his name, right, Jeremy?
Yeah.
So he said when we were talking to him on Big Will's channel before, he was saying, look, there's going to be deals in there because these hot books of the week, like the White Vision and things like that. He said, I'm too lazy to go through all them books. And you'll go through there if you got an eye and a mind for what's hot lately, and that's what you do. You like to maybe do a little speckety spec or kind of flip a couple books to help fund the hobby. Them dollar bin books don't trash them because that's a good place to find those. They haven't put those up there on the wall. They're not the latest and greatest deal. But I mean, look at what Big Will was talking about. Just by being out there at the con and seeing somebody was able to get that Rambo for what? I mean, and yeah, we always go, man, I should have sold that quick, not as quick. Thinking about what that book is now.
Considering what I got for it versus what I paid for it, still excellent.
Still good.
So plus I had two others, so I was good to go.
Hey, sometimes there is something to be said about opportunity cost. And when you can flip a book quick, you're not holding your money up in that book, right?
Besides, that's a book that has legs for later. It'll probably go down in price a little bit now that WandaVision's over. But folks, that's still one of the many books you can be going for.
Oh, yeah. And think about, we were talking about this on an auction the other night. Get your WandaVision books if you want to get them, that's fine. But you really need to be looking at the series ahead of this. You need to be looking at Captain America or Winter Soldier and Falcon, the characters surrounding that potentially. She-Hulk, Moon Knight. These are all series that are going to come. You get it before it blows up too bad. So
yeah, because you can probably find a very high grade copy of She-Hulk for under $200, maybe even under $100 raw at the con, and then get it graded and then wait.
Mm-hmm.
And once She-Hulk starts, everyone will probably go crazy, and you can double your money or more.
Yeah, and So Apex is maybe doing a little spoiler talking about White Vision's called Cataract.
Well, yeah, it turns your eyes white, cataracts. So
Yeah,
that's why it was called Operation Cataracts, because it was a white vision.
right. Um, so
But
nothing in the cap runs to look at. Move along.
there honestly isn't that much in the Cap runs versus the other runs for the Captain America show. Uh,
Right.
he's not too far off making that joke there.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you got it's confirmed, Baron Zemo is going to be there.
yeah,
He's going to have his own crew. Hello, Thunderbolts. You got Falcon, Winter Soldier, rumor Omega Red. That's still a relatively inexpensive book to get a hold of.
USA.
Yeah, the U.S. Agent first appearance. That's going to be in the Cap stuff. First appearance of Winter Soldier, first Falcon, first all new Captain America 1, which is where he dons the Captain America outfit for the first time. All that stuff that. Oh, I get it now regarding Whitefish. It took him a minute, but he got it. But yeah, so those are the ones to get a hold of. And a lot of these books can be found in these dollar bins, and they're going to be dealers there that are hungry, as we mentioned earlier. They're going to be wanting to, your chance, their chance at getting your funds. So,
If you
come on out.
out until Sunday, I guarantee you, no matter what wall book you point at, you will be able to buy it for less than the sticker price. I can't tell you by how much, but I can just about guarantee you can buy it for less than the sticker price.
So, yeah, Thomas, FF, it's only a matter of time. I was talking to the guy that supposedly is the sixth largest collection of slabs FF through the CGC census. And I said, well, which ones are you missing? He said, well, I got a one, but he's missing the first Doctor Doom. I
5.
said, yeah, I said, sorry. He said, yeah, I know. He said, I waited too late to get it at a cheap price because those books are like crazy expensive. And Doom is going to be, I would not be surprised in the Black Panther movie if he's in it. As like at the end of it, right? As
Yeah.
the
I
end credits.
think that as long as you get that book before any visual is seen, like trailer, actual movie, or anything, you will still be able to say you got it at a good price, assuming you sell it once it skyrockets even more. Pretty much all FF books are pretty much good to go.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they announced or I don't know if it's official. You know how things go, but that the X-Men are coming. It's going to be the mutants, whether that's official or not.
The great thing about that is now that WandaVision has ended and we know there's no mutants,
Mm-hmm.
mutants are going to you will get FF before you get the X-Men. It's just going to take a while to get to them. So you have plenty of time to bide your time to get the books that you want at halfway decent prices. And a rising tide raises all ships. So once something happens with mutants, almost everything will rise to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have key books like 101, 94, any of the original first appearances like 12, 14, 28, all those, 4.
Yeah. Hulk 181, because Wolverine's going to be one of the first ones
Yeah.
they bring.
I won't buy that one. I'm working on it.
Oh, you got something in the works?
No, but I'm working. Always working on it.
So yeah, I mean that's going to be. I think they're going to introduce him through Hulk. Now, whether it's a Hulk team movie or not, but I think that's going to be like the end credit scene is Wolverine coming out because Marvel knows how to tickle those nostalgic funny bones. They'll change up just a little to keep everybody in the loop and maybe update it a little bit, but essentially you're going to have the same thing. That's why I think that Rogue's coming in Captain Marvel too, because I think that's going to be their chance to get rid of Brie Larson. They'll bring in Monica Rambeau, and she can or Kamala Khan, that type of thing.
Or they could just get Rogue to take away her powers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, right. So she's going to take away her powers, but then that takes her out of the picture. So then another one has to step up to take her place. Yeah. Just like, according to them, that's what happened. Yeah. Two brothers. Well, look, man, you got a big one sitting there at your shop.
Your wife.
You got a big one sitting there at your shop that you were showing off to the world and everybody. But what you were saying, the rising tide lifts all ships. 181 is obviously the book everybody wants, but 180 has been seeing spikes too, just from being,
182 is the odd one. He's literally on like one panel to finish up that story, and then it's been going up too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the one that actually shouldn't, but it's part of the trio. So
right. Oh, it wasn't for sale. I thought you said it was for sale. But yeah, so I actually seen a couple of less expensive 180s, and Giant Size X-Men. That's the other one. I don't
really care about Giant Size X-Men as much as I do the other stuff. But if I see it at a great price, business wise, I'll get it if I can.
Yeah. Well, think about Marvel's diversity push. What's the most diverse book introducing a relevant team ever? It's Giant Size X-Men. I mean,
I was going to say Young Avengers #1.
I said relevant book. Young Avengers 1. They can't hold it there.
It's relevant. It'll be more relevant as time goes on, but
yeah, time goes on. I mean, yeah.
I know it does not hold a candle. Size, I realize that.
But yeah,
still, one would be a great get, and it's looking more like the Young Avengers #1 will be the cheaper option at the moment.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I think Young Avengers is going to fall down a little bit because of the way it all ended. But I think they're bringing back just like that. That's what happened in Young Avengers.
You mean WandaVision?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, way WandaVision ended.
Yeah, it's still Friday, so I'm have to ask because I don't.
Oh, sorry.
Some people may not have seen it yet, so I got to ask.
Yeah, sorry.
I watched that first thing this morning. I was like, we actually me and a buddy of mine went to two different shops. We swung by Creamer Catch in Huntsville, and we swung by Haven Comics in Huntsville. Didn't manage to get anything. Both shops were good, just nothing really tickled my fancy. But I did make sure to watch WandaVision this morning before we went, just in case there was something that I, sparked as the aha.
Yeah. Look, Disney and Marvel in particular, and Kevin Feige and crew, they know what they're doing. Okay, so
mess with us a lot.
Yeah, because what happens? People start, rumors get excitement built around that, so then people can't wait. And so the side effect, obviously they can sell new books, but the side effect for people that are selling older books is that it helps that market too. So,
yep.
Oh wow, picking up the Avengers 4 there next weekend. So he's laying the gauntlet down at the Haven.
The Avengers 4 at Haven.
He probably didn't put it back for him there because it was there last time I was there. I think Flash by Night. I think this is another guy that plans on being at the Huntsville Comic Expo. He's going to come up from.
I'm thinking of the wrong book. I was thinking of X-Men 4.
Oh, okay.
Hey, swing by Flash by Night. We'd love to have you there.
Yeah, come on up.
Yeah.
But so Big Will, anything else that you wanted to add or?
Well, no, not really. A lot of great people going to be there. 4 or 5 different good artists and people from the comic industry, like
Mhm.
Michael Golden and Jim Shooter, Rags Morales, Jeremy Clark, Renee W, and Sam De La Rosa, a few other people. We'll be doing this again April 2nd, I believe we said, and we'll let you know if anyone else has canceled. But I mean, there's Arthur Soydam's going to be there. CBCS will be there if you would like to drop things off at the convention, and or if you need anything witnessed or like that, they will be there. If you want to get your pops certified, JSA will be there, and yeah, just come on down. We already went over the ticket prices, but I'm going to hit them again. It's a weekend pass is $50. Friday is $20. Saturday is $30, and if you just come on Sunday, you're looking at $25. And okay, we will. And anyway, yeah, just come on down. It's Huntsville, Alabama, so it's not like flying to Atlanta. It's not going to be from California to Atlanta. I think is literally double the price of California to Huntsville. So yeah, if you're flying in, it shouldn't be as expensive as other things. If you need a convention, we got you covered. If you live in any state near us, or maybe the state outside of that state, it shouldn't be that bad of a drive to come on down. We'd love to have you. We got safety precautions in place. Make sure you bring a mask. They will be required, or bring cosplay that will be a mask. One or the other. And other than that, I guess that's it. Is there
Yeah,
anything you
so
need to add?
yeah, so I mean, if you bring in the family or something like that, and they don't want to nerd out with you all week, there's plenty of stuff for them to do in Huntsville.
Yeah,
Um, so I mean, they can go visit the Space Center. Nashville's only 2 hours from there. I mean, there's plenty of places to go while
there's
you're at.
also a kids area at the convention
Oh yeah.
where you can
Oh,
leave.
and they're also having that video game tournament there. So if video games is somebody's forte or the kids, hey, here you go. You go do that while I go do this.
And also remember, before we leave, Geek Aficionado, the comic rehab. If you send him books and mention the Huntsville Con by March 26th, you will get 20% discount, and he will send their books after pressing and cleaning back to you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So keep in mind current postal times and current postal handlings. But yeah, so I mean that's all I've got. Thanks for everybody for showing up. Thanks, Big Will, for hopping on. And like he said, we're going to do another show before it hits. It'll be here before you know it. So if you're wanting to get your books pressed and ready before the con, then certainly now is the time to do it. And I've got, as far as the channel goes, I did want to say we are fastly approaching the 900 subscriber giveaway, which is this Guardians of the Galaxy Alex Ross goodness, Marvel Omnibus there with some Starling goodness on the back or inside. And I've already announced the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, which is this Wolverine 1 C2E2 exclusive, 9.8 CBCS slap.
And he sent that to CBCS at the Huntsville Con last year.
Yep. I think this is the one because I've got 3 of them.
Just say it's the one.
Okay, it's the one. So yeah, so that could be available. All you have to do is go to the 900 subscriber announcement or the 1,000 subscriber announcement, whichever one you're in, and follow the instructions. There's several ways that you can enter multiple times for the 1,000 subscriber. I know some people have already done a video to have as many chances as what they can at that. But So yeah, so some good stuff going on Saturday, 1 o'clock. We'll be having the cartoon crew here on my channel, and me and Lady Fantastic and a bunch of others will be trying to sling some books. And that's all I've got. Big Will, was there anything else that you wanted to add? Anything going on your channel?
I will be doing a video at some point. That's it. I do a video. I got my 500 subs. I went over that landmark, got the stuff out, and I've just been a little somewhat busy. But yeah, I'll be back to videos soon.
That was like a WandaVision. Please stand by. I mean, you were like, okay, I'm going to do a video, and what? So, all right, guys. Be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and the bell notification so when videos like this drop ever so randomly, you are one of the first people to know and can make the conscious decision as to whether or not to watch it now or later. But as long as you watch it, we appreciate you. And with that, thank you very much. Get a comic close to you this weekend. Catch up on your reading. Till next time, keep